little shimmy because it's cold. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel, whichever one that you've discovered. I decided to do the new Booktubers challenge or tag or whatever it's called. It's got 10 questions and I'm gonna go through it. If you see me looking down, I'm looking at my phone. So first question is, why did you start your channel? I like to talk about books. I read a lot. I have a lot of books over here and in front of me, which you can't see, which thank God you can't see. But I like to talk about books. I like to read. I like to kind of give my, I don't know, like impressions and thoughts about books. Good, bad, ugly, it doesn't really matter. To be honest, I just like talking about books. So what fun and unique thing do you think you can bring to Booktube? Honestly, I don't know. I like to read pretty much anything, so I will honestly, I don't know what I can bring unique, and fun. But yeah, that's all I got. Sometimes I think I'm funny, but I don't really have a lot of energy. And I'm also French, so I talk with my hands sometimes. But yeah, I don't really know, to be honest. This would be my third video total. So yeah, we'll see. Question number 3, what are you most excited for about this channel? I don't know. Again, these aren't questions that I really mulled over or anything like that. I just am happy that I started the channel. I had been thinking about it for a few months. Watching a lot of Booktube, buying a lot of books, and then I was like, you know what, fuck it. I like reading, I like to talk about books. I want to talk to you guys and hopefully find some friends and community members to talk about books, whoever finds my videos. Yeah, I just want to see how many people I can reach and how many people I can talk to about certain books, and find more books from suggestions from you guys or other booktubers or anything like that. Question number 4? Yeah, 4. Why do you love reading? I mean, I think everybody loves something, right? And they love to figure out a way to not think about what their real life has in store for them. Good, bad, ugly, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I think everybody likes to escape reality somehow. Some do it with movies and TV shows. Some do it with books, some do it with writing, some do it with playing video games. There's a whole bunch of other mediums out there. Some escape their real life by going to work, which I don't, but that's my opinion, is I don't see how that can freaking happen. But yeah, I don't know. I think mine is just, I love reading. I love escaping my reality, because it's not always the greatest thing in the world. So I love escaping reality, finding new worlds, especially now that I'm trying to branch out into fantasy, and stuff like that. I'm trying to find different things that excite me. Question number 5, what book or series got you into reading? That's a hard question to answer, because from as far as I can remember, I've been reading. Granted, I gave it up when I was in my teens, because, as a teenager, as a dude, especially playing sports and stuff, reading, you always got made fun of. So I kind of gave up reading around that time. But I think the R.L. Stine books, the Babysitter's Club, as cliche as those are, those got me into reading. I loved reading all the R.L. Steins, all the Babysitter's Clubs. Those were the books back in the day. The Goosebumps, Fear Streets, when I got a little bit older, those kind of books. So yeah, I mean, that's why I'm excited to start collecting them and hopefully growing that as well. Is it number 6? Yeah, number 6 or 7? No, 6. What questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? Honestly, I would probably just ask for tips on how to become better. Probably things like what software do you use to edit, because right now I'm using iMovie, which kind of sucks. to be honest. And I've used before, when I started my YouTube channel a few years ago, I found a program um, called Filmora, and that kind of was pretty good. But I don't want to spend a lot of money just yet. If I can find a good like free editing software. Other questions would probably be like, what suggestions for books do you have for me? For someone who primarily reads a lot of thriller, horror, mystery, suspense, that kind of stuff, and I'm trying to delve into some fantasy and trying to stay away from like, I'm not a huge fan of romance. I'm just going to throw that out there right now. Although the book that I'm reading right now would say otherwise. Another one would be, how the hell do you guys read so many freaking books? Like, it is the middle of February right now, and I've read 3 books, all physical books, which I'm proud of. All 3 books are physical. Usually I have an audiobook or 2 in there. Not physical, well, I guess you can call an ebook physical. Basically, you're still reading it, you're not listening to it. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Next question. What challenges will be the hardest to overcome? Time. Time and effort, to be honest. Like, I have a full-time job, and my job is not easy. I work for Amazon. I'm an area manager at Amazon. I work 50 to 60 hours a week, and during my days off, I tend to just want to relax, get some reading in, and play some video games, just to kind of escape my reality. And like, sitting down and doing this and thinking of it as like a job, I shouldn't do. I should think of this as more fun, having fun, just like I do when I stream. I just have fun talking to you guys about books, all that kind of stuff. I think that's going to be the hardest thing to overcome, is just time management. Next question is, when did you start reading? Like I said, I've been reading ever since I can remember. Probably, I don't know, like 5-6 years old. Ever since I could form words, or read those children's books that we had back in the days when we were in the mid 80s. But yeah, I can't really recall when exactly I started reading, but I just know I started reading when I was young. And I've been pretty much reading here and there. Like I said, I gave it up during high school, college, although I read a little bit here and there. But towards the end of college, I think the biggest thing that got me back into it was I heard about this guy named Dan Brown, who wrote Angels and Demons, and the Da Vinci Code. And obviously the Da Vinci Code at that point in time was like exploding. This was like 2003, 2004, 2005, somewhere in that neighborhood. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. So I went and I bought a couple of his books, and I bought, one of them was Angels and Demons. And I remember sitting in my dorm room in the middle of summer, because I was there for summer classes as I was a summer RA. And I just read that whole book in like a few days. It was a pretty thick book. I think it's like a 600 pages book, somewhere in that neighborhood. And I read it in a few days. And ever since then, I've become a huge Dan Brown fan. And I'll pretty much read everything that he puts out. Next question. Where do you read? Right here. This is like, I have a little chair set up here. My nook is right here, like my bookcases. I've got a little table in front of me so I can have like my breakfast and stuff, because I usually set aside time to read in the morning. Usually, because I work day shift. I work from like 6 a.m. to like 6:30 p.m.-ish, somewhere around there, depending on the days. So like, I'm usually up between, on my days off, I'm usually up between 6 and 8, depending on how tired I am. And then I always make time. I get up, I get a cup of coffee, and I come sit right here, usually with a blanket because it's cold. And I try not to run the heat as much as possible. And I'll just read. And I try to read for 2 to 3 hours, sometimes more, a day, and that's about it. What kind of books do you read? I kind of answered this already. I like thrillers. I like horrors. I'm not a huge fan of romance, contemporary romance. Depending on my mood, I might read some historical fiction. I might read some like fantasy. Like obviously, I'm trying to get more into fantasy, whether it's YA fantasy or grimdark fantasy, or right now fantasy romance, which judging by the title of the book that I'm reading, I should have known, and I should have not been reading it, but for some reason I'm finding it kind of enticing. So that's pretty much it. And if you have suggestions, like, please shoot them my way. Yeah, I'm just looking forward to like trying my hand at a bunch of different books, extending myself out into the book community. I do read some YA as well, obviously. If you saw my last video, I read Throne of Glass. Yes, I did finish the book. I finished it a few days ago. Actually, I finished it on Saturday. Yeah, a few days ago. This is now Tuesday. Yeah, so I finished that. I'm on to a new book. I guess I can tell you. It's called Vengeance Born by Kylie Griffin. Yeah. So it's classified as a fantasy romance. I don't know. I pretty much picked it up because hot girl on the cover, you know. I'm a dude. What can you expect? But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you do, leave a like, thumbs up this motherfucker, subscribe, throw some suggestions my way of what books I should read, that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's all I got. Thanks, guys. Bye.